And also we have an Alicia who's joined us.
I can give you some updates to fill in the time while we wait for people.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm sure you might be wondering why we're with Jayananda. We're actually in California. Oh, here. I'm working on the battery, working on some fuses in the Sprinter here. We're in California looking at a potential cow rescue project from two Dasis. And it's going to be original Dasi cows. They have 415 acres. They're looking at working with us and Jayananda, and maybe some other people from the temple might come up if Chinmoy wants to come.
Is this an ISKCON project?
No, there might be some funding loosely tied in with that. I'm still a little confused, but the owners are not. They're not directly ISKCON. One of the owners has served. He actually has served, but it's not an official ISKCON project. I wouldn't be involved if it was.
Oh no, I was just wondering what angle they were coming from.
Cow protection primarily. And not only that, there's a man named Gajanand who recently left his body, who has hundreds of videos on YouTube on how to resuscitate destroyed land with cow culture. And oh yeah, it's amazing. So these people were very inspired by it. One of them that lives down in Orange County, and another one that lives kind of in the North Bay. And so they got very inspired by that and want to create that kind of project here in Vacaville. Vaca means cow, of course, as most people who speak Spanish here know. So it's and they already have a bunch of Dasi cows, and they're doing a special breeding kind of protocol to create a bunch of original, the original cows. And we're right now the land was burnt by fire, and so we're kind of doing a lot of cleanup and getting it started.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Fun. And so we're not that far from SoCal if people want to come, and definitely please come to California. We would love to have you here.
And it's literally called Vacaville, where you are?
The town is called Vacaville.
My goodness.
Jai Gomata.
Well, we won't forget that name for sure.
Yeah. Dandavats. All right, I'm going to get back my head back in this battery compartment.
Okay. We also have Anu Krishna has joined us here. Which Anu? We have several Anu Krishnas. I'm not sure which one that is, but welcome anyhow. Okay, well, I can just say something if we don't have a particular. Well, one of our themes over the weekend was I'll just say Hare Krishna.
One gentleman here. Oh, sorry. He would like to. He said he would like to come here. The owner of this laundry. When you come, he said he would like to come here. If you come here, he would like to meet you also. He's an Indian from Gujarat, and he had just put these flyers up inside. And he just had a customer walk in. That's why he didn't. He had to talk to somebody else. But
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. His name is Satish.
We can't see him.
Okay. Thank you, Satish. So this is that.
Hello, Satish.
Hi. How are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
We want to meet you. So whenever you are in Vacaville, let us know.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
I gave him my phone number and everything.
Okay, great. Thank you for the invitation. We're having a very lively meeting today. live from Vacaville. And Ananda Surpani has also joined us. Dandavat, Ananda Surpani, London. Welcome. And here's Dayani. Dayani, great to see you.
Hi, Vishakha.
Hello, Dandavat. Can you turn on your video or you don't? I'd love to see you.
Okay. Hi.
Wow, how wonderful to see you. Are you in the ashram? Are you in the ashram right now?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I was yesterday. I just come back from Regina Shakti yesterday to São Paulo.
Oh, so now you're in Sao Paulo again.
Yes.
Okay, and you were for the
I'm in my
weekend.
house.
You were in Campos for the weekend.
Yes, I did my retreat for rest like a Pascua. I forgot the name in English, but it was like a holiday here, and
Easter.
then Easter.
Okay, Easter.
Yeah, it was Easter, and then I made one event. It was Easter retreat. It was very fun. It was very fine, very nice. I bring 4 friends that come from my Instagram, and we drive there. We sing to God on temple. We learn a lot. It was very nice. A lot of yoga practice daily. It was very nice.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well,
Thank you.
Dayani, she's a very sincere seeker, and she's been visiting I'm just introducing you to everyone. She's been visiting our ashram in Brazil for quite a number of years now, right?
Yeah, 3,
and,
4 years.
Yeah, and also the temple in Sao Paulo. You've also been visiting there. And we're always impressed. We're always impressed by your enthusiasm, your sincerity.
Yeah.
And so Govindanandini told me you had a particular question for today.
Yes, I have, because I don't understand any particular study so deep, but I got confused because I was learning from the Vedas, so with just another guru, from another was a Shivaism of Kashmir, do you know? And there they have another book, but the same book that Vyasa writing, asking about Shiva, there is saying that Shiva is supreme God in many times, and also in Shiva Mahapurana. And then the same book say that is not that who is the supreme God is Krishna. And this hierarchy, of who is supreme, who is the most, all the gods just about him. Why they know, like, I don't know why Vyasa sit in the Puranas and other scriptures. This, like, Shiva is the supreme and everything come from Shiva first, and then when you get the last book, that is I think Vyasa write as well, he's saying that Krishna is the supreme God. And why they sit this word supreme like it's more important, or if he is the way that I am understanding, the wrong way probably. But this making me a little confused, because it's the same book that has another descriptions, instructions. But when they ask about the personality of God, he see each religion see that their gods is the supreme. Just this make me pretty confused, because for me, I understand on my limitation of understand that all them is the same, and I don't feel nice to say that Shiva is demigod, same God, because everything come from Shiva in another scripture that I learning, and now I am learning different, and it makes me one feeling that disturb me a little.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was clear because my English is still.
Yes, you were clear. Yeah. And I feel honored that you feel comfortable to open your heart.
With you, I feel comfortable.
And I mean, first of all, I'll say that I'm not a Vedic scholar. I haven't studied all the Vedas at all. So I'm not able to give you an answer with like the background of having read all of these different Puranas and Vedas, et cetera, et cetera. But I am fortunate because I've heard from my gurus who have studied all these Vedas. So I have some idea of the essence of what is given in the Vedas. And another thing I'd like to say before I start to answer properly is that we are not here to force anything down anybody's throat, you know. No, it's important, you know, our spiritual development is based upon faith. And faith is something that has to develop in a natural and healthy way. So you know, we are presenting what we have understood to be the highest truth, and those who can appreciate that, those who feel that it resonates with their heart, then they can come forward and also take this up. But we're not trying to push this onto anybody. We're not like coming with a sword. We're not spreading Krishna consciousness by the sword, saying you have to accept this. You know,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. So you know, I'll share the understanding and perspective that I have developed hearing from my gurus, and you can consider that and see how it touches your heart. First of all, we have to understand that before I go to the Shiva question in particular, then just as some background, we have to understand that the Vedas, they do contradict themselves in many places.
Many.
And the reason for that is because the Vedas are giving different levels of understanding. They're giving different stages of understanding. So it is like in school. Sometimes, you know, in class 1, you'll be taught one thing. And then in class 2, you'll be taught, well, actually, it's not exactly like that. It's more like this, you know. But there was a reason why that original idea was given. You know, it's given as something to build upon, to a more nuanced, to a more refined understanding. The Vedas are casting a very wide net, and they're trying to give a chance for persons of all levels of understanding to get on the ladder of spiritual life. So you know, just as like one example, you know, there are some sections of the Vedas which are accommodating eating meat and alcohol, etc. You know, but however, they encourage that you take that in a restricted way. You know, in a what's the word I'm looking for? But anyway, in a restricted way. You know, in a controlled way.
Yes.
You know, and then there are other sections which will say, you know, don't take alcohol, don't take meat, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So they're giving, according to person's level of development, there's a particular instruction, particular stage of understanding that is being given. And so for that reason, it can appear that they are contradicting themselves. But if somebody can see the big picture, then it all makes sense. So then, you know, like if you have a puzzle, right? If you're too close, you know, you cannot see what's really happening. You're seeing too many details. But if you come out and you see the whole picture, then it makes sense, you know? So it is like that with the Vedas are such a vast, such a detailed body of knowledge. So it's necessary to look back and see what is the overall you know, message here. What is the overall slant? What is the overall direction in which the Vedas are are taking us, because otherwise, if we get too caught on what is said here and what is said there, we'll go crazy actually, because we can find so many points of contradiction. So it's important to see the overall picture. And yeah, you know, different parts of the Vedas, you know, they're saying Vishnu's supreme, then others are saying Shiva's supreme. And
Krishna is more supreme than Vishnu, but it's not the same.
Krishna,
sorry, but it's not the same. Krishna and Vishnu.
Same, but different.
You know, it's just a logic mind, but my heart is already a long time about to Krishna, of course, because that I come back there again and again, and I always together and with the association because I love the Vaishnavas. And it's just a question from my logic mind that is sometimes just thinking about it, because sometimes can feel, no, you should still sing it just to Shiva. It's one way. No, but I want to sing Hare Krishna. What's the problem? You know, this talk inside myself. I said, no, you have to be true. And then I got myself a little confused, but I prefer this way to see the big picture, because I'm so curious and I'm so investigative. And then I talk with everyone that knows a little to try to understand, you know, this part. But my heart is already
Lord Shiva has a very unique and very special position. He is very, very difficult to understand. He is actually his own. You know, there are different types of Shaktis, right? There are different types of energies of the Lord. You know, we are what is called Jiva Shakti. We are a particular energy of the Lord known as Jiva Shakti. But Shiva is his own particular. He is in his own category. Lord Shiva is actually, he is a special kind of Vishnu Tattva. He is a particular. He is like a particular kind of expansion of Vishnu. So that is why there is a lot of confusion, because his position is very, very close to Lord Vishnu. And actually when the creation takes place, there we have one book called Brahma Samhita. I recommend that. Maybe Govindandini can probably get you.
Yes, you have.
But there's a description there of the creation. And so the way it is described there is that Lord Vishnu, when he wants to create the material universes, then he throws his glance towards the material energy. And then Lord Shiva, he personifies that glance, and he performs the function of impregnating the material energy. So you see his position there. It is very intertwined with Lord Vishnu. It is very, very close. Lord Shiva, he also plays different roles. You know, Lord Shiva is in like every position. Lord Shiva has his position within the material world. He has his own like zone within the spiritual sky also, Shiva Loka. He has his own zone. And then he also has a place in Vrindavan as like a protector, as a guardian in Goloka Vrindavan.
It's so like a boy, huh? You told me the last time. Like a kids.
I'm not exactly sure of the details. But he has some position as like a protector there, like a guardian, within Vrindavan and within the Lord's Dham, the Lord's abode in general. So he has a very unique and very, very special position, which is difficult to understand. Our Gurudev, Srila Govindamar, he had a very special relationship with Lord Shiva. as you've probably heard, he had a temple dedicated to Shiva, built within our main temple in India, in Navadvip. And our Gurudev, he actually, he is sometimes called the son of Lord Shiva.
Yeah, I heard this. All the
Probably
Indian know
heard
this.
that. He was born as a special blessing. That is
With the
how.
cities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the most simple way we can understand Lord Shiva is that he is a very great devotee of Krishna. There is one famous line in Srimad Bhagavatam, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu, means Lord Shiva is the best of all the Vaishnavas, and he's very beloved to the Lord. And it is sometimes mentioned that when we see statements in the scriptures which describe Shiva as non-different from Vishnu, then we can understand it as being said because he is so dear, he is so beloved to the Lord, to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. And when Krishna appears as Ramachandra, then Ramachandra worships Lord Shiva. So how dear is Lord Shiva to the Lord? So he has a very, very, very special position. If you feel that inspiration in your heart to worship Shiva, then that's fine. You don't have to try to break that. That's completely fine. You can think of him. If you want to embrace our way of thinking, then my recommendation would be to worship him as a devotee of Krishna. You can think of him in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have many extensions of these gods, because I saw that he's coming as Hanuman to serve Rama in one stage of I don't remember the age, but they say that Shiva is the best worship, is the best devoted to Krishna because he comes as a Hanuman. Isn't it true?
I have not heard that. I would have to see that.
Oh,
I would have to see that
I think
quote.
it is more.
I haven't. I've always understood Hanuman and Shiva to be two distinct.
No, very much in Hanuman Chalisa, Shankara Suvanakeshari Nandana, Hanuman is commonly acknowledged as an incarnation of Lord Shiva coming in Ram Lila.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I hadn't heard that. Okay.
And I thought it's because that the Vaishnavas say that Shiva is the best devoted because of this. Because where in the Vedas is sitting that where is sitting that there's difference about Krishna and Shiva. Not the milk and yogurt, but in the qualities. There's what a difference between them. Them is not the same. It's just the expression is. Well, I mean, like, it's wrong if I think that they are the same, equal.
Krishna, he is the source. He is the origin. He is the fountainhead. And also we can say in that sense, Krishna is supreme. And Krishna, and this also goes back to what you were saying at the beginning, which I didn't address, is the difference between Krishna and Vishnu also, is that it comes down to rasa. This is one way in which our gurus have looked at how we can understand different stages within different we can understand the gradation within divinity we can assess by the degree of rasa. And so Krishna, you understand the word rasa, right? Rasa.
No.
Okay, the word rasa, it's difficult to translate, but the word rasa, it means something like ecstatic feeling. The joy, the ecstasy that we all seek. And so rasa, just like within our world of experience, we're all looking for rasa. So like in the foods that we eat, right? There's a particular satisfaction, in the coffee that you drink, and the pizza that you eat, or whatever, going to watch a movie, going to climb a mountain, going to swim in the ocean. There's a particular feeling, right? Particular joy. So these are like different types of rasa. And then also in the relationships that we have, relationship with your mother, your father, brother, sister, lover, husband, friend, a neighbor, a teacher, a colleague, etc. There's a particular relationship, particular feeling that you have with all of these persons and all of these relationships, right? So these are all different types of rasa. And so this is one way in which Krishna is understood to be the supreme divinity, because he is the embodiment. He is the most complete expression of rasa. So if we make a comparison between Krishna and Vishnu, then Vishnu, first of all, Vishnu doesn't have any parents, right? Vishnu is just eternally existing. And so he doesn't have parents. So therefore, that relationship of seeing the Lord as your son, of loving the Lord as your son, it's not possible. No. Also, Vishnu, because he's such a grand figure, he's got 4 arms. He's a very, imposing figure. You cannot get so close to him. It's like Vishnu. He has a big sign on his door saying, "I am God," or like, or like, big company CEOs, right? They'll have like their nameplate and their position, right? So on their desk. So like Vishnu's like that. He's got the big nameplate.
Untouchable.
God. So if you see somebody announcing that they're God, then naturally you're going to be a little intimidated, right?
Yes.
You can't relax. So therefore, with Vishnu, it's not possible to really go beyond the mood of servitorship. If you see someone's God, you're going to bow down and be ready to serve them, right? You can't really go beyond that. So the relationship of friendship is not possible. The relationship of a parent is not possible. And then also of a lover, it's not, because Vishnu only has one consort, Lakshmi. He has one wife, so you cannot have the relationship of a lover. It's also not available. Whereas with Krishna, he's very playful. Krishna's appearing as a teenage boy. Krishna is very charming. Krishna likes to behave like a naughty boy. So you feel comfortable, you feel relaxed with Krishna. Krishna's position as God is hidden. And so what that actually allows for is a more developed range of relationships. So there's a greater variety and degree and intensity of rasa, this ecstatic feeling that is available with Krishna. So this is one way in which our gurus have explained Krishna's position to be the highest.
And my last question is, how can I apply the best attitude, to to be more involved. I don't know. I think that's have to be natural, like always. You say in the beginning, I am with the association more than 3 years, but I don't feel in my heart 100, but I cannot let it go, you know, and live something different. But I feel sometimes it's not comfortable to not go more deep. But in the same time, like today, I did my Japamala doing Hare Krishna the first time after 2 years. Was very nice. And Regina bringing me with my friends to sing again Mahamantra. And then today I did in the morning time. And I want to do to something powerful to my sadhana. Should I get more, not just happiness, but the stabilization of the fluctuation, the mind, like so much emotional things happen. I am a ego personality that I have the things to do and the anxious, everything that make our mind in the fluctuation, and I want to do at this stabilization. So how can I make it continuously in my life, you know, and not feel, because sometimes I feel it separate from the God. I know that I have 5% of the qualities, the Krishna. We read this on the book on Saturday. But how can I be more in relationship with the Krishna? As like have some way to be more I don't know how can I explain this in English. How can I be more closer? You know, feel like what should I do the more easy way? You know, to be more close and make it continuously. Because I feel sometimes like I lost this, like a rasta that I have normally when I am doing mantra or when with the friends in the temple. I feel this too, and I bring it to my daily. But sometimes I feel separate, you know. I feel like I was always since the beginning. I don't know if you got my question.
Yeah,
It's the last question.
I think so. I mean, what you're describing is not something that only you're going through, but it's it's something that we all struggle with. You know, we are, you know, you've read Bhagavad Gita, so you have some understanding of the nature of our existence in this world. You know, we are spirit soul, but our soul is covered by all these layers, you know, of the body, the mind, the intellect, and on the most subtle level, the ahankara, the false ego. So it's kind of like you know, there are all these different signals that are playing within our consciousness. There's signals that are coming from the senses, signals that are coming from the body, signals coming from the mind and the intellect. And then there's also signals coming from the soul plane. But, you know, because we've been, you know, we don't know how long we've been existing, we can just say, you know, since eternity, you know, we've been eternally existing. And how long have we been living in this condition of identifying with these outer layers? You know, in other words, those signals coming from the senses and from the mind. We can't say how long we've been living like that. And so now we're trying to make some shift. We're trying to listen to that soul. We're trying to give our soul the food that it really needs, the knowledge coming from the scriptures and from the sadhus, from the saints. But there's going to be some struggle, and there's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be confusion. There's going to be long periods when we are not feeling that connection so deeply. There's going to be a lot of this back and forth. It's not going to be easy. So we just have to think of it as a long journey, and there will be periods that are more difficult. There will be periods that are more easy, and we have to be ready to just sometimes the best we can do is just hold on and keep going.
Yes.
There will be difficult periods, but what is the beauty of those difficulties that we face is that they can increase within us the feeling of needing shelter. They just like you're asking this question now, feeling that separation actually increases your desire for connection.
Exactly.
Actually, the very essence of our spiritual life is Sharanagati. I don't know if you're familiar with that word, but Sharanagati means surrender. And this is what distinguishes the practice of bhakti from other paths in the Vedas. There are two main lines of thought in the Vedas. One is called Aroha Panta. Aroha Panta means the ascending path, and it refers to practices, like austerities, like yoga, like meditation, which practices which will enable us to elevate ourselves through our own strength, through our own power, through our own endeavor. So that is one line of progress given in the Vedas, Aroha Panta, the ascending method, based on self-ascension, self-elevation. And then the other line advocated in the Vedas is called the Avaroha Panta. Avaroha means descending, the descending path. And so that refers to practices in the plane of devotion, which are based on receiving descending mercy, not based upon our own strength and our own endeavor, but based upon receiving the Lord's grace, receiving the Lord's mercy. So within the practice of bhakti, there's, this is very key. We're trying very much to cultivate this mood of taking shelter of the Lord, of becoming a receiver, a receptacle of his mercy, of his love, of his grace, and cultivating this mood of helplessness, and not helplessness in a negative sense, but a helplessness in the sense of being dependent upon the Lord in a very healthy and very beautiful and very loving way. So these struggles that we face, they force us to realize that on our own we can't do this. Our own power is very limited, and the material energy, and our minds and our bodies, they're very strong. Our desires, our material desires are very strong. And so we realize that we can't do this on our own. And so we will naturally pray to Krishna, pray to Mahaprabhu, pray to the devotees, please help me. I can't do this on my own. Please give me your shelter. Please take care of me. Please accept me as your own. And, this is actually how we want to call out to the Lord's name. Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, he made this comment that we should chant Krishna's name like a child calling for his mother. Please come, please. Please.
It's right if I sing the Maha Mantra thinking this way, like bring me the truth, show me the way that you want that
Yes,
I should do.
that's exactly it. Please reveal yourself to me. On my own, I cannot come to you. I don't have with my material eyes, my material mind, material tongue. How can I touch you? You are spiritual. How can the material touch the spiritual? So on with my own ability, my own capacity, I can't do anything. I can't understand anything. I can't do anything. So please, you show me the way. You please show me the truth. You please reveal to me proper understanding. Please show me the path that you want me to follow.
Exactly.
Please, it all must come from your side, my Lord. You please come to me. So these struggles that we face and being confronted with our own weaknesses, they will help us to come to this point of healthy dependence. Yes. and increasing this desire to take shelter of the Lord. Yeah.
Thanks, Vishakha. Thank you very much. And I will enjoy more because for me it's like a food, because sometimes I literally lost myself in this so much information. But now, thank you very much. I think I will be more minutes with you, and then
Sure.
Please don't mind if I get out in 20 minutes. I will have one
Sure,
class.
no problem. And I just like to finish by saying that nothing should be forced in spiritual life. So don't ever don't ever feel like you have to do this or you have to think like this. If you're feeling some confusion, then yes, you can ask questions, and you can also pray. Pray to Krishna, pray to Shiva. Please reveal to me the proper understanding. Nothing should be forced. Faith is something that has to develop in a natural and in a healthy way. Otherwise, we can lose our faith.
And then Nurshri was talking with me on Saturday night, and then I asked her, for me, it's hard to leave Jesus Christ and don't pray to Jesus, to Jesus Christ, because he was with me since I was kids, and I felt like it's not fair.
Who said that?
I said this to Nurshri, and then she started laughing. Like, no, I understand. It was very fun because he was with me since I was kids, and then I still go to the church, and I still go to the Shiva temple. I still go to the Vaishnava temple, and I go everywhere, Buddhist temple, because I like, to feel, to understand. And now I start praying to God, asking to reveal me the best part to me that he wants. Maharaj said this, and I start this morning. Pray like this, because I was praying another format. Just to try, don't think nothing, just sing the name and sing the name. But I need this intention because it's important to me. Is that?
Well, it's really lovely to hear from you, Dayani.
Yeah, me too. I will be now more closer. Govinda gonna send me always the link, and I will follow you here on the Facebook also, because I didn't have you on Facebook, only on Instagram. Thank you for your service. Thank you very much. I miss you.
Thank you for joining us and sharing your heart, Dayani.
Thank you.
Does anyone else we have a few more who have joined us. Vishakha Didi's here. Dandavad Vishakha Didi. And Suvasini Didi from Ireland has also joined us. Dandavad.
Dandavat, Devi.
Dandavat. And Ananga Krishna Prabhu was also here, but it looks like he's gone again. Does anyone else want to add anything or on the topics we just discussed, or anyone want to suggest a new topic where we still have a little bit of time?
Didi, I just recently heard from Srila Sridhar Maharaj on the subject about Shiva and the different types of supreme gods. And he said to visualize it like departments. There are certain departments of divinity, and in those departments, there's somebody who is supreme. And so, yes, they are supreme there, in that area of divinity, they are the supreme. And you could see it, Veda Vyas, when he compiled all the Vedas and stuff, he was not satisfied. And Narada Muni said, "You're not satisfied because you just gave something for the sick people. And now it's time to give something for the healthy people." This higher conception. And what came of that? The Srimad Bhagavatam, where Krishna is the CEO of all the departments. And then Srila Sridhar Maharaj later says that even higher than the Srimad Bhagavatam is the Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which he says is the highest theological literature ever composed. So there's always different, we can always go higher and higher in divinity. And you can see this in the Mahabharata. In the Mahabharata, oftentimes there'll be some discussion, some theological discussion on a certain point. And one Rishi will give his opinion, one Muni will give his opinion, and it goes higher and higher. And then ultimately they will rely on some expert, such as Narada Muni or something like that, to come to give the ultimate conclusion. Like, no, this is the highest.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you, Prabhu.
Jai Guru Maharaj.
I'm very reluctant always to talk about Shiva because he plays so many roles and his position is very complex. Sometimes he's like such an intimate associate of the Lord that he plays the bad guy sometimes, right? He sometimes support opposing party, and he has a very sometimes he's even fighting, going against Krishna. He has a very mysterious, and it's kind of like he's batting on every station. He has a place, he has a role, and in every point, in every place, he has his, even in Goloka. Actually, there's one verse, let me try and find it right now, that our Gurudev liked so much. Vrindavani Pate begins. Let me see if I can find it. And our Gurudev, there's something wrong with the Prema Dharma. Jamuna Priya is actually trying to fix it. Let me see if the Gaudiya Darshan, and this just for some background, Madhusudan Maharaj, he told me this, how he was Madhusudan Maharaj, he's one sannyasi in our mission. He used to take devotees on pilgrimage in Vrindavan, Krishna's birthplace. And so on this one occasion, he was taking these two devotees. They're Brazilian, actually, Devabandhu Nandapriya, and they served our Gurudev in his last few years in India. And so as they were approaching one temple of Lord Shiva that's in Vrindavan, I'm just trying to find it here. And as they were approaching the temple, then Devabandhu, he started reciting this verse. And it's a bit of a long, complex Sanskrit verse. And Madhusudan Maharaj was surprised to hear Devabandhu chanting it. And he mentioned something about how he was impressed that Devabandhu had been able to memorize it. And then here it is, I found the verse. And then Devabandhu said, actually, I never memorized it, but our Gurudev, Srila Govinda Maharaj, in his last days, he was so often chanting this verse that naturally Deva Bandhu heard him so many times, and he just memorized it naturally. I found the verse here. I can post it in that's what I'll do. I'll post it in our chat here. Here it is. Vrindavani Pate Jaya Soma Soma Mole. Wait, I'm going to read it over here. Mole Sanandana Sanatana Naradedya Gopishwar Vajavilasa Yugangi Padme Pritim Niyacha Nitadam Nirupadi Kame. O protector of Vrindavan Dham, O husband of Uma, whose crown is the moon. O Shiva, you are worshipped by Sananda, Sanata, Narad, and all the sages. All glory to you. O guardian of the gopis, please give me resolute and unconditional devotion to the lotus feet of the divine couple who play in Braja. And here, I'll just read this little bit from Gurudev's talk. Lord Shiva gives entrance to the Rasa Leela of Lord Krishna. So, we were mentioning Lord Shiva, like he plays many different roles, but this is like the highest role, the highest vision of Shiva, and the highest aspect of Shiva. Lord Shiva gives entrance to the Rasa Leela of Lord Krishna. He is the doorkeeper of the Rasa Stali. That form of Shiva, however, is not a male form. In the form of a girl, a gopi, he is the gatekeeper of the Rasa Stali. And when we offer pranam there, we use this mantra. We ask him for devotion to Krishna and entrance to the Rasa Leela of Krishna. He gives that visa, and then we go inside the Rasa Stali. So Lord Shiva has two positions. One is Gunavatar, and the other is Shuddha Shiva. We always respect everybody. Not only Gunavatars or Manvantavatars or Leela avatars, we respect everything, but we are in the line of exclusive devotion to Lord Krishna. That is our position. I'll put this link here as well for anyone who wants to read this complete article from a talk of our Gurudev.
It looks like, oh, did she just say, oh, Anu Krishna has a hand raised too.
Anu Krishna.
Hi, Vishakha. Didi, can you hear me?
I hear you, but I don't see you.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me get my video on.
Chinmoy said your hand was raised. I'm just wondering how he saw that.
Oh,
virtually raised.
Virtually hand is raised, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do want to address again, this is my first time visiting your Zoom chat, and so I've very much enjoyed it. And I don't think we have met yet, so it's nice to meet you, Didi. Dandavats.
Dandavats.
I do want to tell Diane that one of her questions I very much appreciated, and it was the question of there's something that I struggle with all the time as well, like everyday challenges. How do you stay devoted, or how do you stay wanting to do service, or how do you tame that desire to continue practicing and serving and devotion on a daily basis with the interference of daily life, like school and work and friends that that aren't devotees, and lack of association, because honestly the only association I have is all virtual association, which I appreciate so much that so many things are now available through Zoom and Facebook, and so the struggle is, how do you keep that want and desire to continue when you feel so separated and so interfered with the rest of the material world? So it's nice to hear that like you said, we all struggle with that on some capacity or some level, so that's very comforting. And then one thing that I was listening to another broadcast from the ashram in Santa Cruz about a week ago, and the devotee that was broadcasting was saying the same concept. She was speaking about the same struggle. How do you maintain that want and desire to continue and serve and chant and all of that? And she was saying that if you just stay like committed, right, and you just, even if you don't maybe have that desire in that moment, but you do it anyways, and as long as you keep pushing forward, that desire will naturally come, because you'll want more and be more committed. So I was wondering if again you could maybe provide some more insight on that.
Well, thank you for joining us, Anu Krishna. It's really great to have you with us. I'm happy to be meeting you for the first time, and hope we can get to know each other better. And we're very happy that I feel so happy that the devotees feel comfortable enough to open their hearts, because this is what actually allows for real growth in our spiritual development. I mean, on both sides, and from the person who's expressing their heart, and also for the privileged persons who can be on the receiving end of that. But when I was in sorry, I'm going off on a tangent now, but I think of this from time to time. It really struck me so much when I was in Ukraine last year. We were having some discussion about this, like the need for being able to have like genuine, authentic exchange in Krishna consciousness. And there was one young devotee, young lady, just in front of everybody there, she just said very frankly, I feel like I'm not able to make progress because I don't feel like there's anyone I can truly open my heart to about my feelings in Krishna consciousness.
Exactly.
And it was such a profound thing, for her to say, and that she had that kind of clarity, that she felt that need. And it's actually very important that we are able to do that for in order to make real progress. So anyway, I'm very happy if what we're having here can be like a forum to facilitate that. And if I can be some small part of that, then I feel very fortunate for my own progress. Then to the topic at hand. Yes, I mean, because I was describing this kind of confused condition that we're in right now, right? And because of that, we can't just wait for those moments when we have bursts of inspiration, to a certain extent, we need to have some discipline in our spiritual lives. And that's not the essence of spiritual practice, but it's like a support, and it's a framework. It's a framework that can support the cultivation of the substance. There's one that, we all know this word sadhana, right? Sadhana is referring to our, regulated practicing life. And one meaning of sadhana is also struggle. This is a big part of our practicing life. There's this struggle going on between our material tendencies and our spiritual desire. There's this struggle. But I like very much one definition of sadhana that our Gurudev gave. He said, what is sadhana? Sadhana is that which we don't want to do, we will happily do. That which we don't want to do, we'll happily do it. So, it's like a medicine that you don't like taking. Sometimes it's spiritual life is like that. Spiritual practice is like that. It's like a bitter medicine that, when you're taking it, you really don't like the taste, but you know how good it is for you. You know how much it's going to help you. Ananda Surpini, Dandavad, thank you for joining us. He's saying goodbye. So, at the present moment, a large part of our spiritual practice, it will be, there will be this element of struggle and discipline. And that was actually what I was wanting to say when you first started what you were saying. That having in regards to this challenge of not living in association, not living in a temple, and one of the best remedies for that is having a schedule, having a regulated practice, so I'm going to wake up at this time, and I'm going to give that half an hour, 1 hour, even if it's just 15 or 20 minutes, before you go to school or before you go to work, to reading or chanting or hearing. And then also at the end of your day, giving that whatever bit of time you can, starting your day and ending your day with that, that will make a big difference. We were talking about this a few weeks ago, actually. Our Gurudev, he spoke about this. This was like one of the remedies he gave to this question, start your day on the right note, and that will carry through with you the whole day. And he actually shared his own personal morning meditation as well. And he described how he had an altar in his room, like a small altar with some pictures of Guru Maharaj and the deities, and how even if he wasn't there, wherever he was in the world, every morning when he wakes up, then he'll mentally offer some prayers to that altar that he has in his room in Navadvip. So just that can have a very powerful impact. Just that little adjustment every morning, starting your day with connecting to that higher plane, that will like focus for the day, set our consciousness for the day. So that makes that becomes more important. When you're living in a temple, it's different because the focus is more on immediate service necessity. But so you don't have to worry, and you're just going along with what's happening, right? But when you're at home, then you have to, it's like nowadays, actually, the COVID situation, right? So many more people are working at home. So they have to discipline themselves, like that to, I have to do my work at this time. And, if you're going to the office, then you don't have to worry. You're just going along with everything. But if you're at home, there's so many distractions. So you have to take that extra effort yourself, to sit down, take that time out and do this. So that type of self-motivation, self-discipline is necessary. And then of course, when it's possible to connect with the devotees, whether virtually or in person, which nowadays is becoming more difficult. But otherwise, just taking that time and do a regulated way at home, that's necessary. The books are another form of sadhu sangha. There was something else on the tip of my tongue. What was it? Oh yeah, that another thing, and I did just talk about that with Dayani, but we also have to remember that the cultivation of the feeling of separation is also very healthy in Krishna consciousness. So we can take everything for our benefit, whatever challenges we face. So also feeling that lack of association, feeling that separation, that's also something that can really benefit us overall. in our spiritual development. You know, feeling that separation helps us to appreciate the value of what association is. Actually, I feel sometimes for myself that the most intense period of Krishna consciousness I went through in my own life is when I was not, you know, living in the temple. One period before I went to live in India, and I was still living at home, and I was working at a bookshop, and it was so intense because I was at this period in my life where I was feeling like I want to become, you know, more focused on my spiritual life. And it was, I took a year out before university. I think that's, so I had like a year of working at a bookshop. And so like day by day going in and like dealing with all these people, it really brought home to me the fact that this isn't what I want to do. You know, I really want to give my life for Krishna consciousness. And on one level, it was utterly miserable for me. And then on another level, it very greatly increased my desire to, you know, for Krishna consciousness. So that separation, it can be very healthy for us in the long run and in the big picture of things. We have to keep our faith also, and you know, we should not ever feel that we've been abandoned. You know, we have to remember too that there's purpose behind everything, and we have to keep that mood of prayer. You know, praying to Guru Gauranga, you know, please show me the way, please show me the lesson, the teaching here, please guide me. We want to be, you know, Krishna consciousness is something very living and very dynamic, and we have to stay awake. There's nothing static about Krishna consciousness. And it's just a question of whether we're really awake to what's being put before us. What are the lessons that we're supposed to be learning? You know, it's just a question. Krishna consciousness, it can be something living, it can be something dead, according on how we are approaching it. So you know, we want to see, it's, you know, like one very nice quote of Srila Sridhar Maharaj, we are not victims of a chaotic environment. This is what I'm trying to say. We are not victims of a chaotic environment. It's not that things are randomly happening. No chaos, all cosmos. So we need to try to connect with what is our real need and what is our real lesson here. Where are we actually? You know, we are trying to go to deeper and deeper levels of understanding and connection with reality proper. We don't want to live with within our own mental world. You know, it's not a light thing that we are doing. You know, it's not a light matter at all. We are trying for the highest thing. We can't begin to. So we have to be ready to face whatever we have to face to be able to keep going forward in an authentic way. And lastly, I can say also that experience should not be underrated, you know, and we need all of these experiences and struggles in Krishna consciousness. They will all contribute to our healthy formation, healthy development in Krishna consciousness. So, you know, let's embrace, you know, whatever we are facing now and make the most of it and try to learn what lessons are there for us in that moment. You know, and in that moment, you may not appreciate it so much, but 10 years down the line, that may be something that you draw upon, you know, and you'll realize how, I mean, I can say for myself, I mean, not that I've had like so much experience or so many years or whatever, but there are many things in my life that I've been through, and at the time I didn't appreciate them so much. I just saw them in a particular limited way at that moment in time. But you know, years later, looking back, I'm seeing them from those experiences from a different perspective, and drawing upon them, drawing some lessons, some perspective, some strength from that. You know? So that is something also not to be underestimated, the value of this experience in our struggles and in Krishna consciousness.
Oh, thank you, Dee.
Hope we can be of some small help. Does
That
anyone
was
want to add anything to that? Oh, we have also Vijay and Seamus. Tandavats, great to have you with us.
Thank you very much, Didi. Was very special today. And I forgot the name of this last girl that was talking with us. I think Simoy. I don't know this. She has particular similar question, and you know, today I start singing the mantra Japamala. I felt something different, and I will continue because I'm looking at it as it's what I can do now. For now is looking at it as a student. I am searching, you know, for this compliment on my being, the purpose that I'm here, and everything.
Beautiful, beautiful, Dayani. Thank you
very much. Big kiss. Yeah, we keep it out. Bye, girl, people.
Bye, Dayani. Thanks for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How do I say, like, is Jai? Jai Gurudev, Jai Maharaj.
Jai Gurudev.
Haribol.
Soon. Haribol.
Rukmini is also here, right? Hello,
Who is here?
You look like you're about to give birth.
Yeah, Dandavats, dear Vishakha. Any moment I plop.
Really? Any moment, huh? Wow. Okay, stay tuned, everyone.
Pray, please.
Really? Is it like that? It'll be today, is it?
Yeah, it can be. I've been having contractions for 3 days, but I don't know. They just start and then stop. So I don't know, any moment.
Oh gosh! Wow! Wow! Well, we're all virtually holding your hand.
Thank you. I need it.
Jai Rukmini Didi.
Thank you.
Here you have Divya Shakti's special blessings.
Oh, please.
All right. Well, Chinmoy Prabhu, should we stop there?
Yes, Didi, very nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Thank you all so much for giving me your good company. And hope we can continue next week.
Jai Vishakha Devi Dasi ki.
Jai Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Gurudev. Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Vivo.